another light on, but I don't want to. I'm having a hard time with my airness and my flowiness, my mutable energy. I hear my friend Pam from Oregon, only friend I made in Oregon. I know I can make friends. It's just so hard. And then I was talking to my friend Francine the other day. I said, you know, I watched a TikTok the other day. It made something resonate for me. And that's, they said that demons are really needy. They need people to, demons. Demons, like demonic entities, like low vibrational frequencies. Like, I don't know, ghosts that inhibit the body. They don't exist without getting their needs met. They need vessels like that. There was a movie I only watched the end of it. It was creeped me out. Where the spirit passed by by just touching people on the street. And I was like, yeah, of course all this stuff exists. Why don't people know about this stuff? You know, everything's woo-woo. Yet they act like it's not. And that's just silliness. So people are figuring it out. We're in the Great Awakening. It's so funny. There's this, there's actors that portray politicians and designate themselves authority over lands. It's so funny, the story of America. And everybody knows it's a spoof, you know. It's like people playing chess, and because they watch gangster movies when they were young, so now they grow up and they want to do what the gangsters in the movie did. It's stupid, because they don't got no practical skills or no better ideas. But what we're finding out, mostly in America, what they want is to have a house, you know, have a garden, and like save animals. Pretty much that's the consensus of what I see. They want to have like a horse rescue sanctuary, cats. I have a cousin, she's your mom's age, and she took one of her cats in today, get it dental, everything worked out, you know. And I keep telling her she needs to make a TikTok and sharing her horses and her cats, because she has a very vivid imagination, my cousin. That's what makes animals so fun, because it's not just a dog there. Like, I don't just miss Benny and Tucker and Artie because my dogs are gone. It's like all the conversations that we had, and it's their voices. Like, we engaged. So it's like I'm still using their voices though, like they were here. So I try, because they're just energy, and I know nothing dies, and I feel their spirit around me all the time. And gosh darn it, if I don't hear Benny's barking in my head still, you know, it's just nothing dies. But I can't love them. I can't smell their little Frito toes. You know, I can't, like, but I did it so many years that I don't have to regret having to go to work and missing out on all that time with them. And Mom and I have enough to pay our bills, so I get to help people take care of their animals, because they can't afford stuff, because they're priced out of life in America, because we care so much about some silly story. God, my whole life I've heard about Israel and hostages, and like, and the world wanted me to feel so bad for these people that I was never gonna meet, but we didn't have enough food on our own table. And Mom came from an orphanage, so you gonna make me feel bad about, you know, orphans in fucking Gaza when the country shit on my own mother here in the United States? I mean, that's why I joined the military, is to take care of my mom. Because I knew when I was 15 that I was going to be her caregiver, because I promised her I'd never put her in a home. And I'm 51, and I still held true to that commitment. When I just have, like, you know, approached all these agencies in my life to get help to help her, because I mean I went to college, I enjoyed the military, I went to college, I did everything that all of the important people said that I needed to do to be a productive member of society, all the way into going into a military. When we bombed Iraq, I was on Crete, flight line support. I did all these things to defend all these ideologies, and then when I needed help from anyone and everybody in the country in which I live that I sort of defend, there was no agency that was there to help me take care of my mom. When all I've seen is all these people that collect paychecks from agencies, DMV, all these agencies that they're not collecting paychecks now, are they? Because the government's closed, and I think it's funny that the statue went back up with old Epstein and Trump, their best friends, BFFs, back in DC. I think that's what I want to find the people, because I could be discreet. I don't tell everything. I'm Scorpio moon. I don't put my whole life out here, but the people that are doing things like that, those are the people that I want to connect with. So email me at straightpeoplelike-rainbows2@gmail.com, because I want to make fun, artsy little statues and put them up all over the place, kind of thing. Not that, because somebody already did that, but I have ideas like that. I like to hand out stickers to people. It makes people, I ask them first, do you like stickers? Because people like to deny me. It's just my energy. I'm a light being. I'm a little bean of light. Like a little teapot. Short and stout. Here's my handle. Here's my spout. Because you tick me off and I get steamy, because I'm all water and air. They used to have me do that when I was a little girl, because I talk funny. I had a speech impediment, so they just have me do things that made me look silly so they could laugh at me. And I didn't even know that they were laughing at me. I thought I was being a part of the group, making people happy, and then I learned later that these people were making fun of me. And so I get real good about tuning in to who and what people are. I was explaining that in Quite Frankly's chat today on Rumble. They were having a conversation. I'm pretty sure it was pre-recorded, because he kept saying Saturday, and it's Friday. And so I was thinking about how like people are empath, like they can feel animals and pets. Like, I mean, Mom, I take care of Mom because I know what she needs. And when I offer, and one of the things that she needs is, like, every meal that she gets, I give her 2 or 3 options. I let her guide and participate in her life. I let her. You can if you want. I don't play reindeer games. I'm not here for subs. I'm a Heyoka empath. I'm here to share my experience and strength and hope, because the world is really fucked up and people don't know how to treat people right. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to explain to people how I take care of my mother, who a man slammed her head in a car door of a 64 Chevy Biscayne when she was 38, just because he got drunk and she was pretty and he got mad because she didn't want to see him no more because he was a violent man. So yeah, I don't care about subs. I don't do this for money, because our needs are met, and anything extra, I do stuff like buy these little Straight People Like Rainbow 2 stickers and hand those out to people around town. Because there's lots of ways to. And I'm autistic. I'm neurodivergent. So that's how I always saw the rainbow. Yellow, orange, red, green, blue, purple. And I drew this when I was 9 years old. I remember we lived on Manzanita Lane. Do you remember that, Mom? Yes. Across from Mission Square?
Yes, Mission Square.
where that burger place was that was so good. We'd wake, oh man, I'd smell those burgers. He'd start cooking those. Oh man, I could smell them right now. Anyway, and I drew this picture on like a funny pictures. I'm not that good. Don't. No, I'm not. I'm a dark empath, so don't have any weird expectations of me. I will disappoint you all day, every day. So, anyway, that's why I do this stuff, because I'm overcompensating for my shadow side, because I know what it is and where it lives. So, anyway, I drew a picture like this because now I always knew I was one of those queer kids, those gay girl. I was a little gay girl, cause I knew what. After that, it was after that I found out about what happened to me when I was 10 months old. So I'm one of those MK scapegoat people that they're like, let's just fuck with this person's brain, see if we can split it, then we can control it and manipulate it. And if she ends up shooting people in a public place, then she's not our problem anymore. My dad came from Freemasons. My dad and my grandma, his mom, was Eastern Star, and I'm just lucky they didn't end up hunting me in the woods, is all. That I escaped that shit. So, and I put all this stuff together as I had gotten older. It's so weird finding out the reality of my life as I get older. It's a trip, man. The truth is a trippy thing. So, as a result of what happened when I was 10 months old, that's why they do things to little baby. It does what they call hypersexualizes us. It turns on things in our body, like physically, that shouldn't be turned on until people are in their teens, 20s. So as a result, like, I had a really weird course of action. I don't know. I've been celibate 8 years. I might have got my gay card revoked by this point. I don't know if I might be more asexual at this point, because chicks with all their Botox and their fake faces, they ain't so hot either, and their personalities aren't so shiny and bright, and so I that's not mom's my priority, so I don't even think about all that. So anyway, but I never went. I always went the way of the prude until I started drinking, and then I became. I was never a hoe bag or a slut or nothing like that. I tried that, but I just couldn't. My heart was like always for one person, from one girl, and I just didn't know who that girl was, and so, I remember that was when a dude named Gilbert Baker made a flag out of the rainbow and said, designated the flag for, the rainbow flag for get that whole storyline. And I was like, wait a minute. No, and I knew I liked girls, and I was like, nobody gets the rainbow. A rainbow's a thing you don't get. It's weird enough that they put lines on land and designate this land goes to this person and this land goes to that one, They call it states and countries. That stuff is all weird to me. So, I drew this picture in protest of that guy making the rainbow flag. So the day I found the rainbow flag, was the day this sticker came to be in 1983. That's when I came up with that, 1983. And so now I get to hand them out to people for fun and for free. I don't even sell this shit. I don't sell this stuff.
Fun and free.
Go girl, honey. I don't sell nothing I do. Because, people could pay me for it. They just don't. I pay people for nothing. So people could pay me for my... But that's the way energy works. Like, my currency is what I do with my soul sack, my body. That's my currency. What I do with my body, and I gotta be careful because I move. I'm always trying to be, because people get hurt just because people screw around. So I gotta be careful. So Mom's over there. She's not within arm's reach. How you doing today, Ma? You good?
Good.
Want to say hi?
Hi.
Wave.
Moving on.
Yeah. Yeah. She's a happy lady. That's when you win. If you could like have a hell life like she's had from birth, and then end up back at the end of your life where you were born only to be thrown away by your family that doesn't care or know you, that put you up to be for adoption to begin with. Like hundreds of people, not one of them, like could be like, you know what, this woman needs healing in the bloodline, so let's do right by her. They can't, like, people in New Mexico can't be bought. They rather blow up big balloons and have a festival. It's so stupid. It's like I see people with like little kids with their balloon, and then they let it go, and I'm so sad. Like they have that mentality, but they're grown-ups, and they come to New Mexico and they go float around in balloons, and it's like, you guys can't gather to like do things productive to help people that don't, like, build a house, build a place for homeless people to take shower, like because those people don't matter. Or people are like, nah, there's nonprofits, there's always somebody, an agency that's gonna help them. And what America's figuring out, because more and more people are having their own catastrophic events in their own lives, whether it's tornadoes, hurricanes. Here, drink that, please. All day on my FYP, I see these houses in North Carolina that have been toppling over. Now, all I think is that's rich people problems. That's not problems that homeless people have. Like, why the do people build their houses on little stilts in the ocean? Like, you're stupid, and that's what... Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, but people that are important, they get ideas of what they want to do. And what they want to do, it don't line up with logic. And so now, people like me get to go through life just like helping people push their cars out of the intersection. Like, then I'm always like, you put oil in this thing? When's the last time you put oil in this thing? People don't take care of the shit that they need to take care of themselves. And I see a lot of people on the internet that are beggars. Like straight up grown men and women. Like, life isn't about doing everything that you want to do all the time. It's about sometimes sucking it up. It is about sucking it up sometimes and doing things that you don't like doing. For me, it was basic training. For me, it was Operation Iraqi bullshit in 03. For me, it was when 9/11 happened, and we immediately deployed equipment to start bombing people over there and then paying ourselves handsomely. Nobody gave us permission. America doesn't ask permission from Congress. That's what people... It's a fucking... They all think they're gangsters, dude. It's a bro club. It's a fraternity of butt stuff. Gay while away is a thing, and I didn't know that existed until I was like in my early 20s. A dude I knew that was in desert, he was the one that planted the seed. He's like, war is stupid, dude. It's about people partying and fucking off and sitting around, and then you have small groups that go in and do things that they're trained to do, and then they overtake it. They take it too far. They don't just do what they're supposed to do, because one thing that people don't talk about, that a lot of people don't get, is that like, violence turns people on. And so these guys, they get all riled up, they get all gung-ho and whatnot, and go in with their guns ablazing, and it kind of turns them on. And then they start looking around, and I'm just going to go, ravage this. Then that's why they got such a bad rap, because they go above and beyond. A lot of them do. And this became evident when the whole DNA testing, when people started figuring out, like or just infidelity is highly predominant. That's why JAGs enlist. It's because of people that do these things. But most of that stuff gets kept under wraps because the people that are put in positions of power. How many lawyers have done so? I wonder what the statistic, if I could ask intelligence artificial, how many you can't, because how many attorneys, lawyers, people like people in the political system, because most people in DC are only there because they're a lawyer, and all you need is a bachelor degree. You don't have to pass the bar. So so it's all this game of manipulation. Oh, I'll hire you, you're my buddy, but yeah, I'll remember what you did at that frat party. I'm gonna hold that over. It's all this weird, stupid stuff, and my brother is a part of it. My whole family was very successful because they were a part of the program, and I wouldn't do it. They couldn't get me to be a part of that program because I've always talked about how stupid it was when people are selfish and greedy, and it just at that, and then you add causing harm to others, and then you add, getting paid to kill people in places we don't belong, and all of this stuff that comes with work, because I saw the direct effects. Like, the Marines were big and bad when they left Crete, but when they came back to Crete, they were pissing themselves, like grown men pissing themselves. Well, not grown men. I don't think 18, 19, 20-year-olds are grown. They came back, and because they did all the things that men do in war. And then after war is over, now it's quiet, and they're sitting in a hangar in Suda Bay on the island of Crete because we can't go anywhere. They're just stuck there. They were there for like 2 weeks. They trashed the base because the base commander let them drink at the bowling alley. That's the only place you could drink on Suda Bay, was at the bowling alley. They didn't have, that's it. And they gave them liberty, and these guys were pissing themselves, like they were crying everywhere, and I'm just trying to do my job around them. Because there's like 3 weeks that they were there. And then finally one day I came in, and the hangar was empty, and they were all gone. And I was like, I wonder whatever happened, because there was like 550 of those Marines. And I always wondered whatever happened to those guys, and how many of those are out of those 550 back in 03 that did the major carnage foot, assault. How many of those guys are left? And what their quality of life is, because I was there and I saw the direct effects, and that's why I know America's a production. Like, too many people get paid to set the stage lights, so they don't want the production to end, because then what are they going to do with themselves? What are the people going to do with their times if all of the time is theirs to do? Well, you're going to have those that are just going to keep doing what they've always done. They're going to keep drinking, playing video games, going to sporting, just keep going just keep going on the same trajectory. That leads to heart disease. That's where those things lead. Alcohol causes 7 kinds of cancer. Like, it doesn't, but it gets people stuck in their loops. It gets people stuck in a mind frame that, good enough, just do it. Or if I just do it, one day at a time, that adds up to years. And there used to be a lot more healthy people than sick people when I was younger, when I was growing up. Now there's everybody's sick, all ages, everywhere I go. Like, people, it don't care, sick don't care about how much you earn. Sick don't care about how much money, sick don't care about none of that. People play, and then stress causes so much ailments too. Just stress, just keeping, and that's what's like. I don't believe in money. I think it's just numbers that people that go up and down, and there's nothing. It's like, whew, there's nothing behind it, because like you can't go in to your bank and say, I want to get $20,000 out. Chances are they don't have that much on, especially in Taos. Like, they don't keep that much on hand. And then they always want to know what you do. Like, they ask me, and I'm like, I'm a jack of all tirades. Take your pick. I'm a survivor. I don't know. Like, there's all the things that I am. And I don't get paid to do any of it. Like you do. To just do bank lady things. Like, I have all these abilities. I'm just not even like my tangible with my IT background. Not even just that. Just like my mechanic ability. Not even that. I'm a caregiver. I'm a nurse. I've been a veterinarian for my dogs when I couldn't afford to pay to take them. That's why I help people pay their vets. Because I know how it feels. You know, people don't know how they don't care unless it happens to them. Hey, Jessica, that's why I care so much, because I've had so many shitty things happen to me. So I come from experience, but I'm not much to look at. People think I'm dumb because I'm silly and I'm goofy and I dance around, and I've been in the grocery store. I can't remember. I spent $145. I got pretty good stuff. Like, I'm gonna make us for dinner. I think we're gonna have. I love my air fryer. I'm gonna air fry us. I blended up. I love my hand blender too. I blended up like blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, and then some watermelon, because we're coming on the end of that. And gung gung gung, and then Mom she guzzled the whole thing. But I'm gonna air fry some zucchini, just zucchini and broccoli. Then tomorrow I'm gonna cook some chicken. I'm lethargic, and then I got a burst earlier, and I realized, oh shit, this is a Pisces and Vedic eclipse that's coming up in 3 days. That's Aries and tropical. That's my sun sign. So I was just like, my brain was just beep, beep, beep. I was firing so much. I said, Mom, let's go outside. We go outside, and the birds, we sit there. Now I'm trying to get them to, come on, bird, come land on my finger. Come hang out. Come on, it'll be cool. You don't got to stay long. I ain't going to hurt you. I come in peace. I wanted to start Marge I grew up with Dr. Dolittle, though. That's an old movie. See, I used to watch all these old movies, and I have a vivid, not crazy, I don't hurt people. That's a hurt people thing. I got this imagination that's unparalleled. And so, like, when I was little and I had an upset stomach because I was worried that Mom couldn't pay the rent, we were going to get kicked out and have to go live in our car. I'd get stomach aches because I'd see how things were going, and my mind is like my second brain. My gut is always my first. So if I get around people and my stomach hurts, that's my body telling me I need to pay attention with this person for some reason. Huh, Mom? Mom always said, listen to your gut. Listen to your gut. She also says, she still does though, my whole life, I'll say something, she'll giggle and laugh, and she'll say, oh, you're priceless. And I thought about it, and a couple years ago it occurred to me, I said, Mom, I said, I don't got the kind of brain that you can tell me I'm priceless, because that's why I never sell any of my stuff, because I always give my stuff away. And I understand what their other general mainstream interpretation is that there's no price in the world worth the things that I say and do that means to her. And yet I'm like, Mom, you need to stop saying that, because I need to start getting more income, so I can do more to generate a space where I can invite people to come and hang out with me and see if it's a place that you want to be for a while. Just try it on. We could exchange some ideas, because I love brainstorming. I love having conversations with people while doing food prep. Like, that's what I imagine. Being in my outdoor kitchen doing food prep, talking about things that I can do in my community to make things easier that the system doesn't touch. And I have so many ideas because that was my purpose in life, Chiron and Aries, is to slip through the cracks of society so that I could always be like, why can't they help us? All they have to do is do this, and then we could, do this, and then we'd be okay. And then I started to realize, wait a minute, these agencies, like doctors' offices, DMVs, like churches, like all these places that like exist and have people that run them, and then like the people get in fancy cars and they go to fancy houses, and then you can't get a hold of them because they're on vacation, and somebody's always on vacation, so you can't get what you need done in all these agencies. That's why nothing ever gets done, is because nobody's ever really there. I was in the military, I saw it every day. And then after I got out, my friend who still worked there, he was a civilian. He would just, I talked to him like I talked to him about every week. I have for a long time, and he just always told me about how nothing ever gets done and how goofy it is, and like how people, like, how do they get in the military? And I'm just like, well, it's just part of the show. They're just cast members. That's all that they are. They're the most central, like, but they get, see, that's what my beef is. Like, when I was at Offutt, when I first got there, I was tripping out about all the amenities, like all the access. Like, they had a place that you could take your car, put it on the lift, like a garage, but you could work on the stuff yourself. You could check out tools or bring your own. A lot of people have their own, but if you didn't, you could, or needed something, it's like, go check out a tool, bench stop, And I just always thought, like, why the fuck can't everybody in America have access to this? Why is it like protect access like that, protected by little men dressed up as shrubs, fucking holding little guns, going, you can't come in. Like, and then when you're off duty, you put the gun out and you go out and you hang out and live amongst the people that can't come in. So what the fuck is, I don't even know. And it's like a show, and now people are figuring out, we're going to the moon because we never fucking did, and we can't go to the moon, and it's lights, camera, action. It's, go listen to America. America is the theme song to the Muppet Show. That's America. You listen to the theme song, and America exists because there's people without souls and spirits. Call them demons, call them narcissists, they're all in the same little realm. The 13 bloodlines, call it, they're an asshole. I got that blood in me. I just live from my heart and never got the advantage. My story is so remarkable. I don't write, I think it would be cool to write a book, because I grammar and all that shit. Maybe I'll make nice when intelligence, and I'll just use it to dictate, because intelligence artificial is just a search engine, and it never finds statistics that I look for. A guy came on across TikTok, and he was like, I was just almost human trafficked right now. He was freaking out. Like, you could tell, like somebody tried to grab him and take him against his will. And I'm like, we got to make the world a better place. Like, people can't be so, people got to freaking evil. Like, it's getting, like when men are getting taken. And then so I started thinking, I was like, I wonder what, they probably were, and then I'm looking in the comments and I'm like, well, why would they take this guy? And then I was like, oh, like organ harvesting, right? Because people do that. There are people that do that. Or even sacrifice, because we're coming into, people think Halloween's so cute. I was talking to my cousin today, and she's like, oh, I love Halloween. I said, I used to think it was Halloween that I love too. It's fall that I love. It's camaraderie. It's hayrack rides. It's apple fritters. at Kimmel Apple Orchard in Nebraska City. It's hayrack rides. It's the leaves turning in Oregon, California. I haven't been to the east to see it. Here. I mean, it's beautiful here. We just can't go out driving around too much because till I get the work done on the my apocalypse wagon next week. So, and then I found Chevy Orange. Woohoo! It's so hard to fucking find Chevy Orange spray paint in Taos, New Mexico. It's not easy. No. I ordered some online, but it's not going to be here until after I think the car is going to be repaired. And I want it to look nice. So they even said, I was telling my friend, I was like, I wonder if they put it through the parts washer for me and clean it all up. Make it nice and then just hit it with the... Or I'll cut down and spray it if they don't want to spray it. And they're like... And then so I called and I said, hey, Dawn. I said, hey, you think you... I said, if I get a can of paint and bring it in... I said, and you... Because you guys got to take that thing off and look at... You know, I said, you think you guys could hit it with some paint for me? I want to paint it orange. Because it's bright and my truck is lifted. I got like 8-inch clearance. No, I gotta measure that. It's more than 8. Anyway, but still, people don't pay attention. They all got these little racy cars. These because everybody got the Zoomies or these really tall, stupid trucks that their aunties and grandmas bought them or uncles or whatever. Little hitos and hitos. So I want to make it orange so it's bright and people like, oh, you know. And then I think I'm gonna spray the toe mechanism. So I don't know. I had a 57 Dodge. Mom had it. Huh, Mom? Was that a 57 Dodge? Yeah. Jerry got? It had 3 on the tree. And Mom gave it to me because her stomach muscles got too many operations through them, so she didn't have the strength to shift pushing the clutch anymore. So she let me have it, but when she moved out to live with me, I didn't have any way to tow it, and this cherry ass fucking 1957 Dodge pickup. I used to sit in it and smoke clove cigarettes when I was like 15, put them in the door. Listen to music, and imagine a life that I ended up living later. That's how we create reality, is you dream about it, and then you get an opportunity to make those things happen. So I just had to let it go. I had to sign over the title, and that was it. I had to learn a long time ago, so I never got like a vehicle. I always wanted to restore a vehicle. Because when I was a little girl, Mom, remember Tom Carl, that guy you were friends with? He was a Scientologist. Mom didn't hang out with him. He gave me a weird vibe. I remember KRCR, the Channel 9 in Reading. It had its like studio at the bottom of Miracle Mile, the hill in Reading. And I went with him. We rode on his motorcycle. He was a big old bearded biker dude. He was a auto. He worked in auto body in one of the dealerships in town in Reading. We went to He took me. I think it was my birthday. So like he took me there because they were gonna have hors d'oeuvres. So it was like dinner and a motorcycle ride. I was like 9 or 10. When about the time I made the sticker. Anyway, he took me out in the woods one time with the saw, and I cut off some manzanita. A branch about that wide around. Took me 2.5 hours to cut through that with the handsaw. Wow. And then he used all the big tools. But that's when I got into like repairing cars and automotive, and like, cause I'd go in his shop and help him take apart, cause he was a Nissan Pulsar. He got it for like super cheap or maybe free in a rollover. So he was just putting that parts together. And then while I was working on him with that, was he helped me my brother's birthday. He liked to play cribbage, so that's what I did for my brother. I made him a cribbage board. It's like 9, 10 years old. Make my, you know. But ask it, Jerry, what I ever did for him, and he'll tell you, I watched his dog when he was in Iraq for a year. Besides that, I never really did nothing for him. Isn't that funny, Ma? Yeah. I said I didn't call the cops when you hit Mom. That was cool of me. I didn't call the cops when you beat my ass and slammed my head into the ground. And he said, you grabbed me in the genitalia. I said, you were a state wrestler. I was a that just went through basic training, Army basic training for the Army Reserves. You just freaking slammed my head in the door, and I wanted your fucking ass off me. So yeah, I grabbed you in your junk. You know what he said? That didn't happen. I said, you just admitted that you did it. Stupid borough brats. Motherfucker makes $240,000 a year. That's why he threw me away, because I'm such a truth teller. He don't want people to know who he is, because all they are is where they come from. And if they keep acting like shit stains on the fabric of society, you can't, you know. I mean, I struggle with alcohol for years. Anybody that I am related to that saw the fucking damage that I caused while just living my best life and doing what I wanted to do, I was like a little train wreck in the lives of others. My brother's afraid of me when I drink. He's like, you're like Dr. Jekyll, and that's what the big book says, you know, like you take on different, like it puts you in different places, different times. It makes you different things. That's what booze does. It tunes your brain into different storylines. That's why there's so many crimes of passion, because there's so many people get wasted and get the wrong idea about the experience of what everybody else is having at present moment. So they're living this reality, and everybody else is like playing canasta, you know. They're like, when I was a kid, you were mean to me. You know, like I'm an adult now, and I'm not gonna let you disrespect me now. All that stupid shit. Like that's how it's part of the program. Part of the program is leaving people out of the program, and then people snap. And then the program is sustained by like agencies and institutions to contain the people that snap, because they just can't fucking believe that they live in a society where they can't have a roof over their head. And there's some begging motherfuckers out there. But because I know that there's so many people that can't take care of themselves, Mom would not be alive on planet Earth right now I mean, she's living off $800 a month. And she's not the only one. She's just a very large demographic of throwaways. It's just a smaller demographic that she happens to have me as her daughter. They said, no, Ma, I'm going to fucking let you go live in an institution where they allocate thousands of funds for you to live, because that's what they say they need to take care of you. And then look at all the people that don't get taken care of, because people don't do what they get paid to do. So because so many people in America, politicians, lawyers, all these people that do jack squat shit, yet actors, you know, they have all this advantage, all this privilege, sports, like all these rich, like all these people, like they got so much for like doing one minuscule mediocre thing. I know that everyone deserves a little bit, so I keep talking things like $2,000 for everybody, just for being born in America. And then I get a TikTok comes across my feed that says, did you know in Israel every mother gets $2,000 a month to take care of their little baby? I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm like, okay, well, let's see. I'm trying to speed this into existence, and now I'm getting a TikTok where somebody is talking about how this other place gets this advantage. Whether it's true or not, if it's true, all right. Everybody deserves free health care. Every good quality free health care, not stupid cousin fucking bullshit health care. Bottom of the barrel because they just got to get anybody that graduated and D is passing to. You don't want them people to be your doctors. Thank goodness intelligence artificial is. Are you cold? No. I gotta go in the morning and get your shampoo. We're gonna wash your hair with your new shampoo. And I need to wash your sweater. And we gotta change your top too. We gotta be busy in the morning tomorrow, okay?
You have to be busy?
Oh, I gotta be busy while you sleep. I'll do it all while you sleep. The breeze and nice and light. So, anyway. Yep, whenever I want to hear Benny, all I gotta do is play this here harmonica, because for years that's what would happen. I'd play this harmonica, and then he'd start barking, and I'd be like, oh, okay. So, I don't know. It's so easy to make people happy. I live to make people happy, and to take care of people. It's my Cancer rising. I just want, and Aries. Aries are, we're jolly good fellows. We just like, we just like taking care, making sure everybody has a good time. Not too good a time because people take it to extreme. I still like that storyline. It's what? That storyline with that doofus. I don't even know how many years. Like, he's just an opportunity. He's just another bully dude that holds women down and or has to drug people to get him to do stupid things so he can get advantage for that later. It's just gross fucking people. He's just another one of those. And evidently he got sentenced today. And I was busy, so I wasn't on social media much. And then I laid down to recharge the air in my sails. And so I just felt a little depleted, so I laid down for a little bit to recharge, and then I got up and Luna it was 3:30, 4 o'clock. Checked in, and people are like, well, they still haven't put it out yet. It's all a production. We are in the 249th season of the show of Corp USA America. And we live in a contrived reality, and I love seeing the world wake up. It does my whole heart good to see so many people waking up to their reality, which coincides with my reality. People are just because everybody wakes up a different way. You can wake up to your, how many people am I seeing on social media that people are waking up to their dads with having Grindr accounts and whatever, all this, people, and then they put these people on blast, and then they get so mad. It's just you're a scumbag. I can't feel sorry for you. You're it's people that do what they want. They can't discipline themselves. It's weird. Because there's just, I guess, right and wrong is subjective. I got beef with, people that have wide age gaps. 30, 20 years, 25, 30, my cutoff is 15. That's max. Anybody that older, that or younger, for me, that's 75, so that's, although there's a lot of really beautiful women in their 70s, it's just not, I dated older before, and that's just not, I guess I healed that mommy wound. I don't know why people, yeah, I do. Anyway, so, anything over that, it's not a frequency that I would, because I was a baby raised. So, what happened to me with that, I was a 10-month-old, that person was 17, 18, 19 years old. And so, when I see people that are dating 18, 19, 20, 30, people that old, I'm just ew, maybe they're the kind of person that would do what happened to me when I was a baby, because they like such age gaps. and it creeps me out. So that's my thinking. So that's why I don't. And I don't care if it's old dudes with their saggy balls with young hot chicks, or if it's hot old chicks with young hot dudes with their saggy boobs, or if it's old chicks with young chicks with old boobs and saggy boobs and perky boobs, or old dudes with young dudes with saggy balls and it don't matter to me. It's just like, it's like a, and usually it's the, I don't think it's the older person controlling and manipulating the younger person necessarily. I think it's the younger person that has the older person on the string. So that's why, well, I hate to date. I don't date, so this is just all subjective. This is just how I see human nature. That's all. I just see, because, I mean, I see it. I thought I wanted to spend the rest of my life with this girl. And she went on to do, like, cut Ed Sheeran's hair. And, like, but she's a Beyonce fan. Like, she lives with the way of the ego. And she married a dirty cop who would, like, did everything I talk about, how I talk about the program, how there's scumbags in the system. They do stupid, like, they should go to juvie, but then they always do something, and then a lawyer expunges their record, like what happened with my brother when he was 15. And when they expunge it, that means that it's wiped from your record. So it's my word against his, but my word is better than his, because he still drinks, and after seeing all the fucked up shit I did as a drinker, and so she married this guy. He did two years in the as a SP, because the lawyer said, you know, get your shit together and go this path, because men like him are easy to manipulate. And so she went with him, and because he's ego. So she traveled the world because he's a fucking dirty cop. And then he went in Philadelphia. And then he went on to be one of those labor, like union reps for cops. And all they do is keep their other scumbag friends out of being in trouble. Bobby Coyle's his name. He's one of those gunners. So he's got all the markers. He got in trouble when he was young. He did a short stint in the military, and then he got out and went back to his own cop shop, and then became a part of what I call the fraternal brotherhood of butt stuff. And then they use all of their systems. He was a piece of work. He did a talk at an AA anniversary one time. The meeting had started. He was back there in the back at the back of the room. Like, they opened the meeting. He should have been up there, but he was back in the room sitting with Libby. And then so when the person at the PA, this is this man's ego, introduced to him, he got up and slowly sauntered to the front of the room while the whole room was waiting on him with his little clickies, click, because he's only just this little short little shit. He's like, click, click, click. He gets up to the podium and he says, before I start, I want to give a shout out to my girl Marge. And like, because I dated Libby, like the night I was going to introduce myself to Libby was at an AA conference called Cornhusker Roundup. And I chickened out. I got cold feet and I chickened out. And she went and talked to him. And that's when they started. That's how I know he's a pervert, because they just met. She comes out of the bathroom, and like he did, because he's predator, because he's never gotten in trouble. He's always gotten out of shit. You know, homeboy who's been sober 7 years, you know, this big important guy just spoke at this AA conference. Oh, he's has his dick in his hand. And he's like 42 and she's 21. I was like 26, 27. And so I was like, ew, that's creepy. Like, and then she ended up marrying him, so. But he did that to other people in the program. He did it to women all over because in AA they have circuit speakers. So they would pay for people's plane tickets to fly to these AA conferences. And then these predators would 13-step these young women and draw them into all their lives of advantage and security when they ended up getting happy endings from dudes at the massage parlors. So when you start from a place like that, you're never going to have 100% trust in this person that you're supposedly love. But they're happy, so that's all that matters. You know, but Philadelphia is a shithole, and boy, did he love his city. He was so little. The funny part of it is, though, is I got colony blood. I got relatives that were in the room when the Constitution was signed. I got my father's side is my grandmother is related to a man named Isaac Walton. Go look him up yourself. That's where our privileged bloodline comes from. Yeah, the privilege just never trickled to me because I got mom's native blood in me. And you know how the aliens hate the indigenous. They want to wipe it out and take it over. You know, they think they're superior. You can put whatever storyline on it. It's just groups of people that they're so important that they need to kill and wipe these people out and take where they are just because they want to put in their own idea of beachfront property. That doesn't even make any sense. I don't say make it make sense. I say you can't make that make sense. That's not things that you can make sense. But where I live, people are opening their hearts more. So hopefully this winter there's going to be more warming stations. I'm already seeing things like, is this bothering you? I'm already seeing things like we have a free spay and neuter clinic here. That's great. Shot clinic. It needs to be all the time. See, because New Mexico, there's only like 2 million people, is what they say here, that they have here in this whole state. And so they have a $58 billion surplus of just extra dividends that they don't know where to do with. That's why I'm like, dude, if every state has that much money, give it to the fucking people that have a driver's license. Tie a financial account to their driver's license, or not even that. Just like, see, but they have to create these systems where they have, Social Security cards. And then you can't get into an office to talk to some. And then you have to have 3 different identifications with addresses that prove that you have an address so that you can get a Social Security card. And then one of those things is a birth certificate, but then they do the same thing with the birth certificate, is that you have to have all these forms of ID to prove who they are when they're pretending like they care every single day and they don't give a fuck, but they got their direct deposit, so they don't really give a shit about you. And they make it hard for so many people. But people that make it hard for people, it's going to get hard for you. Look around. Look how many more people it's getting hard for, because people have made it hard for people. It's getting real hard for America right now. America every day looks more and more like a third world country because of the boomity booms that we did in places over there. And then we paid ourselves to make ourselves extra bigger booms, and then we go over there to drop them just because they get their rocks off when things go boom. Because that's what it is to be a man to these people. So I don't care if the government's closed. It hasn't done anything for me. Everybody deserves direct deposit. And we don't need the government. See, that's the thing, is I'm starting to see the future. Like, we don't need to pay firemen to put out fires if we teach everybody in the community how to put out fires. We can do it in our own neighborhoods where we live. We will have access. In Taos, they have fucking plastic trash bags with duct tape around the fire is and I'm just like, why? But they use all their water to make fake snow up at the Taos Valley. And Mom and I took a drive up there finally because I wanted to see what the fucking big deal about this place is. Is it like Switzerland? Is it like the Swiss fucking Alps? Is it like Prague? Like, what the fuck? It's so cool. And so we drive up there and I'm just like, oh, it's not that cool. It's just more people that fucking pay themselves to do what they want and then encourage other people to come do the stupid shit that they do because they think it's cool. And like We Down a Hill is like one of the most, it's like up there with pro sports to me. People that have season tickets and spend all their days off on a chairlift going We Down a Hill. Whether it's a snowboard or, I don't fucking care. I should, like, okay, do that, but like, go bust your ass helping somebody else during the week at some point, but people never put themselves out. I heard a guy today say, I believe that advancement comes with inconvenience. I'm like, dude, you had a straight up fucking flood in your town. You couldn't be bothered to make sandwiches for people that were doing the hard work. So don't talk about inconveniencing yourself. Virgo men should never talk about inconveniencing yourself. They're one of the biggest overcompensators. Look around. Like, they get people by their astrology signs to get their evil bidding. I wonder how many tiny little booted handed Marines are Pisces, Cancer, and Virgos. Because they're all little men that are trying to prove that they're big men. I have all this masculine energy. I gotta try and be more feminine. Because I'm like a little Napoleon. I get short man's complex. You know? I get machismo. Because I'm raised by the biggest fucking machismo that I ever met. That's why I know how to fucking defend myself. Because my father taught my brother to be a complete asshole to me. So if you gotta sit, if the men are the worst to you, are the ones that are supposed to teach you like what the good men are, it was really hard for me to believe who the good ones are. Because there's so many people that like fake things and they say things and just so you'll get them, just so you'll act a certain kind of way. Look at all the industries that are built on it. Marketing, religion. Look at all the people that have good, extravagant lives. They have no soul. They have no spirit. Call them whatever you want, narcissist. And they feed off the emotions and they appeal to emotions of people that do. And that is like lizard behavior. That's like lizard mentality. That's like, anyway. Mom, what do you want to watch next? Oh, we should wait. We still haven't watched episode 3 of High Potential. Yeah? We like that show. When we watch that, I gotta focus. Because she thinks like me. The woman in the show. That hypervigilance and picking everything up. There's a weird thing that I noticed. Because I grew up watching like, I read, because I was in doctors for earaches, and because I'm energetic sensitive, so like my ears hurt, I get like, my eyes, I get these weird eye infections. I'm probably half alien. And so like, the government probably knows what I am more than I do. And so, I read those highlight magazines where you compare the differences and stuff like that. And So I just have this really hyper vigilant mind, and now they're trying to create a reality that's entirely like, that's what they do. They just, it's all about discernment. It's whenever you see something on the screen, the person that's watching gets to decide if that is going to be a part of their reality or not. And I'm seeing a lot of people that are changing their reality. Now, I understand that people are different every 7 years that they're on Earth on a cellular basis. And like today was that Mandy Moore chick, and she came on, and like it's like, and people are like, it's not her, it's just not, and it's like, no, it's not. It's not. It's like she sold her soul. Like when people are vibrant, people have life. They have nice smiles. Like, you know, like they get to a point that they get beat down, and they don't want to do the hard work or any of the inconvenience that they did to get them the advantage, because they have all of everything that they need, and then so they just let it go. And I see it everywhere where, like, if you don't live gracefully, you don't age gracefully. And if you don't age gracefully, if you get to age, not, like, if you get to a point, like, you don't, I saw my grandma Edith, the one that wasn't very nice to me, like, hellhounds came and drug her off. Like, she didn't die in peace because she didn't live in peace, because she had so many dark secrets. And she treated my mom bad, she treated me bad, and everybody just, and that she had everybody fooled. She was a little white-haired old lady. She started Quota Club in Atascadero. She was the City Commerce Woman of the Year, I believe 1974, the year I was born. Or maybe that's the year she started, like, the town tea. She did. She started, like, this town where because at the city hall is a Tartaria building, and all they gave her the key to the city. Like, I just was the weird kid that they knew I would tell secrets, and I don't believe in secrets. Well, I do. I believe in discretion. I don't believe in secrets, because there's so many bad people out there. The world needs to see that they're fake. They're not good people. They just get paid to act like they're good people. They're not. I don't even know if they're people, you know. Maybe they're like me. Maybe they're part alien. They just do all the alien stuff that I won't do, because I live from my spirit, not my ego. Because my whole life, Margie, you have free will. You have the choice to act however you want. So I always had my conscience. It wouldn't allow me. I used to tell Mom myself when I was a little kid, I couldn't sleep at night. My stomach would hurt. I'd get up and go in and profess all of my thoughts to Mom. I ended up in counseling, so, because I would do it to my grandma if I was at my grandma's house. I'm just glad that I didn't end up in a knife with a fake wiener in between my legs because of that storyline. Because when I was 5, I was like, yeah, I want to be a little boy so I could ride my bike all day and pee on a tree and not have to come in. And then they keep people with that mentality, like, through teenage, years, and then, let them have surgery, ha ha ha, give them hormones, ha ha ha. And I'm just like, you're manipulating energy. You're playing God. People play God, and that means you think God that God makes junk, and God don't make junk. Good orderly direction, and it's not the right thing to do, to take what was created and then mold it and manipulate it in things that aren't so pretty. Call it whatever you are, whatever you want. They extort people's mentality. They take advantage of people. They tell people how people want to be. They tried to do that with me, and I was like, no. would do that. The whole patriarchy, I would cry myself to sleep. Because I didn't want to grow up and have to marry a man. The idea that hairy butts was not, because women are so pretty, they're soft, they smell good, they, you know. I used to go to Body Works, Bath and Body in the 2000s, early 2000s, or Bath and Body, yeah. All those different fragrances. I still smell, like, I'll go out, like, I can tell which women are, like, almost their astrology signs by, like, the fragrances and how much, like, I could tell who Geminis are, like, because I got Gemini placements, and I'm one of those that have, like, 3 different kinds of shampoo and conditioner, mostly based on, like, how they smell. And I like cologne and stuff like that. I used to love playing. It's my Venus and Pisces. Pisces and Venus and Pisces. Yeah, I used to love, like, getting all dressed up, put on a bow tie, dress shirt, some funky colored pants, and go to a concert and play. Just the occasion. I didn't care what the occasion was. Then I started realizing how people wanted to play more than they worked, and I was like, well, that's an imbalance. That's when my story went off to Oregon from Nebraska. I became less part of the program. I have on a CT scan my third eye activating because I had a headache for 6 days, and then I went to the VA in Omaha. And I said, I can't get rid of this headache. I don't know what's going on. It's like, it hurts when I walk. I want to throw up. Like, it's the worst. It was awful. And finally, when I called the triage, they called me back, or they said I needed to go in the ER right then. Then they did a CAT scan and all that stuff. And they're like, they thought, and then so, before they did the MRI, they started saying things like autoimmune disease. So this is back in 2007. So I started looking at that. And this, so no, this was like not 2007. This is like, I worked at, so 2013. I worked at 14, 15. That was my last grown-up W-2 in Corp USA. And so it was like 2015. So, but they gave me 8 anthrax vaccines. So that stuff, that heavy metals, it just goes right into your lymph nodes. Just like this stuff does. Like this stuff, I guess, goes into your lymph nodes and stuff. But I got heavy metal in my teeth. Like, but I've been screwed from birth. Like, it's amazing that I've lived as long as I've lived. Because I just have the will to live. Most days. Some days I don't want to be here no more. Those days don't last very long. I'm ready to go, you know. I'd rather stay longer, and then when Mom goes, we can do that Shirley MacLaine thing, where daughter and mom go, because I don't have any reason. I've been looking for reasons to be a part of planet Earth. And I became a part of those reasons, and then I figured out that these clubs and groups are, God, it's all pageantry. It's all bullshit. It's military budgets are no different than Hollywood movie budgets. It's no different. Both present a desired income or outcome. Like the moon land, like, you know, but people are figuring it out, and I think it's rad. So, anyway, are you getting hungry? Yeah? Alright, that's what I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a rad day.